Shalom. Give it a second. Let me get Isaiah 50, 51 to 15. All right, Shalom. We're going to go ahead and get this started. Start this off by giving all honor, praise, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Wahakwadah Shakah. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of the great millstone who will. Peace and blessings to the brothers teaching the truth across the four corners of the earth, where we have been scattered to for a greater good. Due to breaking the covenant, which is a deal made by our forefathers, our ancient ancestors, with the Most High God, who people ignorantly call God. And to the rest of the believers out there, you newly awakened Israelites, tuning into the faith, seeing what it's about, women, children, brothers, friends of the prophets of the Israelite nation, which consisted of so-called blacks, aka African Americans, so-called Negroes, so-called Black Lives Matter, Hispanics, Latinos, Latinas, Native American Indians, West Indians, also called, right? You're the Israelites. So to you, that's learning this, tuning in to the awakening, from that not being the truth, right? But a lie, a byword. Shalom. All right. So you see what the title is, and them the times we in. You see, if Satan be divided against himself, you know what I'm saying, or rise up against himself and be divided against himself, actually, how shall his kingdom stand? You see what I'm saying? But pretty much all you see right now is a spirit of disbelief, a spirit of confusion, a spirit of a spirit of distrust, a spirit of treason. See what I'm saying? Let me get let's get that word for treason real quick, because what's happening right before your eyes is the biggest act of treason you will ever witness. Like, no one has ever done an act of treason like this in history, because the so-called white man, he can't even trust himself. He's not to be trusted, by anyone. All right, you got it.
Treason. Treason. Treason.
It says the crime of betraying one's country.
See that? Your own country. So it's a crime of betraying your own country. And that's how all these so-called white people feel about Trump, who's another so-called white person. But they're Edomites. They're confused on why this guy would, and that's the narrative they're painting. Even though it's all one big lie. Joe Biden, he got a report. He talking about if Trump doesn't concede, more people are going to die. Well, that's an act of seeing, Satan, because they are Satan. That's an act of seeing Satan be divided against Satan, rising up against Satan. They literally built their kingdom to be divided. Why would you build? If you look in the history of the ancient Israelites, right, you look in our history, right, we never had a time of that when we set up our structure, a structure in order for our nation to prosper in a way that, as far as the foundation, right, the founding of our nation, we didn't come up with a structure that the purpose of it is to help us function as a nation, and this structure was actually the idea of having two opposing parties. You see what I'm saying? For the one people to work. That's crazy. But that's what the so-called white man did. He's been doing that since, you know what I'm saying? Not the Holy Roman Empire, but just the Roman Empire, right? The Greco-Roman Empire, man. And the reason why it's Greco is because the Romans took over Greece and adopted a lot of their customs, their language, all these different things. So that's why the Bible, you got a book in it called the Romans, and guess what? When you look up the language that this English was translated, we see now to be right the letter of the epistle or the letter of Romans, right, which we see to be in English right now. When you look up the language before, it was Greek, but it said the Romans. You see what I'm saying? Why? Because the Romans spoke Greek. They took over what Greece did. So all of this stands true. Now, when you go back to that history, you see they had something called the plebeians, right, and the publicans, which is the same exact thing as today, which is the Democrats versus the Republicans, man. Right? So their whole strategy of making the one nation work is being divided. You see what I'm saying? That's what the New World Order is. The elites don't want all so-called white people. Well, in order for a nation to properly function properly, according to the Creator, let me get Leviticus 19. Leviticus 19, start at 16. You see what I'm saying?
All right.
You got it.
This is Leviticus chapter 19, verse 16.
Start at 1. Matter of fact, you got it. Come on.
Leviticus 19 and 16.
Mm-hmm.
Thou shalt not go up and down as a talebearer among thy people, neither shalt thou stand against the blood of thy neighbor. I am the Lord Yahweh.
You see what I'm saying? You're not supposed to stand against the blood of thy neighbor. Keep going.
Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart.
See that?
Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor,
See that?
and not suffer sin upon him.
Okay. So it's the reason why we're getting this is to show that the Lord is the idea of being one. Let's get a better one. Matter of fact, go ahead, keep going.
God.
I got a better one after this.
Thou shalt not avenge nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people, but thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself.
You see that? Yeah, thou shalt what?
Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself.
You see that? So that's one. There's never a separation.
God.
You don't separate. But these people came up with the ideology of separating. Let me get the word for ideology. You got it. Come on.
This is James chapter 2 and verse 8.
Yep.
If ye fulfill the royal law
Mm-hmm.
according to the scripture,
Mm-hmm.
thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself.
That's the royal law. You see what I'm saying? That's how a nation is supposed to. It's supposed to be one. So why would you set up something called the Democratic-Republican, the Democrats versus the Republicans? You see what I'm saying? Only to really not mean any of it, and actually have the elite families, which is not a new idea. That goes back to the Romans as well, man. The 300 fathers, the patres, the patricians. That's what it was. It wasn't the publicans. It was the plebeians and the patricians. Salakia. It was the plebeians versus the patricians. And the patricians was pretty much 300 men, right, of the top tier families that they esteemed amongst themselves, right? These are all Edomites, right? Edom doing what they do best, taking over a place that's not theirs and setting up all their ideologies there. Because that's all that Rome was. Rome did not belong to so-called white man. That belonged to Japhet. Let me get a scripture real quick. Let me come back to the point. Let me get what's that? Damn, I can't even think. Yeah, let me see. I'm trying to think what the hell it's called. Habakkuk 3:1. Habakkuk 3:1. Got it?
Habakkuk chapter 3 verse 1.
Yep.
A prayer of Habakkuk.
Start at 2.
God.
Mm-hmm.
Habakkuk 3 and 2.
Huh?
O Lord,
Shalom. How about Shem Shah Brakatah?
O Lord, I have heard thy speech and was afraid.
No, that ain't it. I want let me get jump to 2 real quick. Salaki is Haggai. Haggai, he oppressed a man, even a man in his heritage. That might be this is a minute. No, that ain't it. We jump to 3. Come on. It's damn, what is that? I can't even think right
Say
now.
that last part again. You said
Oppress a man in his heritage. Salaki, I'm tripping right now. Oppress.
saying Micah 2 and 2.
That's it, Micah. Yep, let me get that, Micah. Salaki. Micah 2
Come on.
and 2. Come.
This is Micah chapter 2 and verse 2.
Mm-hmm.
And they covet fields.
And they do what?
And they covet
You
fields
see? So Edom doing what they do best. Come on.
and take them by violence, and houses and take them away.
So obviously the same people, these same people exist. Because we can find the people with these same traits. So let's talk about the same people. That's how they got wrong. That's exactly how they got wrong. You see what I'm saying? That's all they did. So that was just my point of getting that. You got it. Keep going.
Connor says, and houses
Mm-hmm.
and take them away.
Come on.
So they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage.
The so-called Romans wasn't the original Romans. See what I'm saying? But they took on all these different things. You know? It's like Esau wasn't the people of Chaldee. You see what I'm saying? But they took on all these different things. You know? So you foot the bill. It's you. These people foot the bill. Now, my point of bringing that out is because, like I was saying, they or calling that they pretty much Edom doing what they do best. They take a place and they set up, they steal it, and then they set up all their ideologies on it. Just how they did here. You see what I'm saying? Let me get now. Go ahead. You got that James 2 and 8 one more time. That was the point.
This is James chapter 2 and verse 8.
Mm-hmm.
If ye fulfill the royal law according to the scripture,
Mm-hmm.
thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself,
What's gonna happen? Come on.
ye do well.
You're gonna do well. You're gonna prosper. Let's get that word real quick for well. You see what I'm saying? So the Lord is giving us game, right? This for us though, right? But they say in God they trust. They don't. That's why they do things their way. I got it. This is in the Greek. This is kalos. He said you do well, right? Well, the meaning right here is beautifully, finely, excellently, well, rightly. So you're gonna do the right. You're gonna be moving the right way. So there shall be no room for blame. Look, in a good place, to speak well of one, to be well of those recovering health. You see, let me get that. Let me get Jeremiah 51 and jump down to 7, I believe. You see what I'm saying? So when you're doing well, it says in parentheses, of those doing well. Let me get verse 8. Mm-hmm.
Jeremiah chapter 51 and verse 8.
Mm-hmm.
Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed.
Mm-hmm. That's what's happening. Because one, let me get Haggai 3 and 1 real quick. You got it. Slaki, not Haggai 3 and 1. I want Zephaniah 3 and 1, I believe it is. Jump to 2.
Gone.
No, the second chapter. Cause that's a good one, but it ain't the one I want. I want the one that say You got it. You can read that again one more time.
Con. Jeremiah chapter 51 and verse 8. Babylon is suddenly fallen
Right.
and destroyed.
Habakkuk 2 and 12. Mm-hmm.
Howl for her.
Yep. Now, you see, so Babylon is suddenly falling, man. Why? Because the way they set their principles, their ideologies. Do we got that word ideology? Habakkuk.
This Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 12. Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood.
Why? Because he says, woe to them, right? They build a town with blood. Then we just go into how these people go about getting places. You see, they take it with violence. You see what I'm saying? Because these are their ideologies, man. You see what I'm saying? That brings me to another scripture real quick. You got the word ideology?
Con.
You got it.
This is ideology.
Ideology.
It says a system of ideas and ideals.
A system of what?
A system of ideas and ideals, especially one which forms the basis of economic or political theory or policy.
Okay, slow down on that real quick. We got Baba Kashar. We got it's a specific scripture I want to get. One more time on that, brother Slakia.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Ideology. It says a system of ideas and ideals.
A system of a system of what?
Ideas
Uh-huh.
and ideals.
Ideas and ideals. Okay, come on.
Kind of. Especially one which forms the basis of economic or political theory.
One that what? One that does what?
One which forms the basis of economic or political theory and policy.
You see? So one that forms, do we got it here?
Correct.
So a system of ideas and ideals, especially one which forms the basis of, see, that's their base, that's their foundation. Oh my goodness, let me get this real quick. Just hold this. Matter of fact, bring that Habakkuk 2 and 12 back out real quick. That's crazy. You can read that one more time, brother. That's amazing. That's amazing. Watch how this line up. I mean, it's right in the Bible, man. This is right in the Bible.
Habakkuk chapter 2,
Mm-hmm.
verse 12. Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood, establish a city by iniquity.
Gotta read that ideology one more time.
Okay.
I got it. You got it? You got it.
This is ideology.
Mm-hmm.
Ideology.
A system of ideas and ideals.
So it's a system, right? Come on.
Of ideas.
Meaning, because that's how the so-called white man thinks, right? He man, it's so many scriptures that just come to mind, man. You got it. Cause we just gotta keep it slow. Come on.
And ideals.
Yeah.
Especially one which forms
You got it.
a basis.
A basis, right? So that's what they did, right, with this whole Republican Party, this goddamn Republican and Democratic Party, man. That formed their basis right there. That goes all the way back to their forefathers. That's why it tells us in Revelation, the beast that is healed, that was wounded but is now healed. He lives again. Paraphrasing, man. One more time on that part, that last part.
It says, especially one which forms the basis.
Mm-hmm.
Keep going.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Especially one which forms the basis of economy or political theory.
See, or what?
Or political theory.
what's the word before base? Political theory.
Economy.
See? So ideology is how you get your economy rolling. It's certain ideas you come up with, right? To lay how this thing gonna go, how everything is gonna function. That is literally is in opposition to what the Father says is gonna work, man. He said if you do, if you love your brother as yourself, there's no separation. There's one right there. You see? Ye do well. And when you go into well, it means excellently, right? You're gonna go on to being good. You're gonna be in a good place. You're gonna be honorable. You're gonna be commendable. You're gonna be well of those recovering health. You see what I'm saying? Now let me get that Jeremiah 51 and that 8. Take it from what you started at 8 again.
Con.
Baruch Hushah.
Jeremiah chapter 51 and verse 8. Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed.
Why? Because they founded upon lies, man. You see what I'm saying? One more time. Habakkuk 2 and 12. Go ahead.
Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 12.
You got it.
Woe to him
Uh-huh.
that buildeth a town with blood.
You see, that's really woe unto him in the understanding who built his town off his ideology, man. Right? Political parties. Certain ideas are going to form the basis, right? That's building a town. You see what I'm saying? Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood. What's one of the ideologies of the so-called white man? Steal, kill, murder. Let me get because now it's going. We got to get Genesis 25 real quick. Matter of fact, 27, and when Esau got his blessing, the 33rd verse, I believe. We got to get that real quick because this we going back to his thinking. These are Esau's ideologies. Let's start with
34.
Let's just jump to the point. Start at 38.
Genesis chapter 27 and verse 38.
Come on.
And Esau said unto his father, Hast thou but one blessing, my father?
Yep, because this is when Esau was he was getting mad because Jacob got the blessing. Come on.
Bless me, even me also.
Come on.
O my father.
Yep.
And Esau lifted up his voice and wept.
Now Esau's the progenitor of the so-called white race, right? So this is their forefather. This their great granddaddy, so-called white man. Come on. You got it.
And Isaac, his father, answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of the heavens from above. So
what is your dwelling, right? Your dwelling goes into lifestyle. You see what I'm saying? How you live. How do so-called white people live today? On average, right? They got everything, right? How does a so-called person, a fat person, what would you describe is the reason for why a fat person is fat? They eat everything, right? They eat every damn thing. You see what I'm saying? That's the so-called white man. That's showing you that's what fat goes into, man. You see what I'm saying? We got it one more time on that.
Genesis 27 and verse 29. And Isaac, his father, answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of the heaven from above. So
he said, thy dwelling, the way you're going to live, is going to be the fatness of the earth. You see what I'm saying? Let's prove it. This is St. John 6 and 56. He that eateth my flesh, you see, and drinketh my blood, dwelleth in me. You see what I'm saying? Because what is on flesh? Fat. You see what I'm saying? Now, is the Lord literally talking about us eating his body, us being cannibalistic? No. You're eating, you're about a certain thing. You're engulfed, you're engaged in what it is he is about. So what the so-called white man is about abundance. It's about having too damn much. You see what I'm saying? That's why you got dudes like Jeff Bezos. They said this dude, I seen something that had said this dude, they said this dude can make what a man can make probably three lifetimes over or something like that. I'm gonna have to look for the article in 11 minutes. Why? Because he's Esau. Thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth. You see what I'm saying? Matter of fact, I got another scripture real quick.
While you got that, I was just gonna say too, for Jake that need visuals, there's a video that's gonna show that too, where basically dude uses grains of rice for every it's like 1 grain of rice. I'm gonna have a whole big bag that you would get like at Costco of rice. Just to show like the visual of how much he made. And each grain could have been more than 1,000 too. But that is going to show how much he made.
One more time on that. What you was just reading.
The Genesis.
Yeah. So I'll jump back. This is St. John 6:56. He that eateth my flesh and dwelleth and drinketh my blood dwelleth in me, and I am him. You see what I'm saying? That's just what you're about. Pretty much your ideology is going to become Yahweh-Shai's. See what I'm saying? So that's all Isaac was telling him. He said, the way you live, the things you're gonna be into is the fatness of the earth. You want everything the earth has to offer. Why do you think they do unnecessary things to get the most out of the earth? They want to dig up oil mines. They want to damn rape the damn. They want to be pirates in outer space and get gold. That's what Elon Musk and goddamn other heathens. They telling him he's stupid for even considering that. And he is stupid. Because look, that's not his blessing. He said the earth. He didn't say outer space. You see that? So he's very much stupid. He just know that the idea of being limited doesn't really exist. Because he sees Jacob. You see what I'm saying? Like, think about it. When we was in slavery, they knew the possibilities of things. We didn't. But we proved. But the things that they was able to see, right, as far as certain limit, like someone has to got to be able to be this strong. Someone has to be able to be this fast. Jake couldn't see these things because Jake's mind was blinded from everything in slavery. So you were proof. Our people were proof for the so-called white man's way of thinking that there aren't any limits because he sees it in us. You see what I'm saying? Because when you go into Jacob, or when Jacob was about, it means complete. It means one who lacks nothing. But the so-called white man lacks pigmentation. You see what I'm saying? Jacob doesn't. The so-called white man is not naturally good at the stuff that Jacob's good at. And that's pretty much everything. You see what I'm saying? But Jacob is. You see? You got it. You go ahead and go back to the Genesis.
Okay.
And I got something real quick to back that up. You keep going.
Okay. Genesis chapter 27, verse 33. And Isaac, that's a lie. Genesis chapter 27, verse 28. Mm-hmm. And Esau said unto his father, Hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of the heaven from above.
Keep going.
And by thy sword.
So we're hearing some of the so-called white man's ideologies. And he said, and what?
And by thy sword shalt thou live.
You see what I'm saying? So he's telling him what you about. This is what you're going to be about. This is how you're going to make a living. You see what I'm saying? By that sword, man. You see what I'm saying? Let me get that Micah 2:2 real quick again.
Come on. Habakkuk.
No, Micah.
I got it.
He got
Come on,
it.
bro.
This is Micah chapter 2, verse 2.
Mm-hmm.
And they covet fields
Mhm.
and take them by violence,
Mhm.
and houses and take them away.
You see that? So, cause why? That's how they get it. How? Cause the sword. He the sword. That's how they get out. This man goes back to the so-called white man. He goes back to Esau. You see what I'm saying? You got it.
Okay.
Man, there's something I want to do, man. I can't even. Come on.
And take them away. So they oppress a man and his house.
I got something real quick. Because he said thy dwelling going to be as the, so we're going into ideologies on how this place was founded. And this place was founded in a way that it'll automatically fall. The so-called white man doesn't think longevity. You see what I'm saying? He doesn't think that way. So he didn't build, nothing he builds is going to last. Because he don't think that way.
So he like dip his toe or something and go on to the next thing. Don't even build a foundation. On
Yeah, it's crap, man. That's why all these, you got Sears, Kmart, all these places closed. Some of the greatest places you could think of. Menards, Lowe's, closed. Malls, closed. You see what I'm saying? Everything this dude touches, it is going to end. That's how he think. This is, there's no substance to what he does. This is Job 20:15. It says, he had swallowed down riches, you see, and he shall vomit them up again. So he swallowed down. The scriptures say he swallowed down riches, right? You know? I'm going to jump down to verse 18. That which he labored for shall he restore, and shall not swallow it down. According to his substance shall the restitution be. So that's telling you the so-called white people got every goddamn thing, man. They got everything. We read again. This is Job 20:18. That which he labored for shall he restore. How does he labor though? He built cities with lies, with his ideology, and that's the sword and wanting every goddamn thing, being greedy. He takes stuff that ain't his. You see what I'm saying? That's why I say he wants the fatness of the earth. Everything the earth has to offer, he wants it. If you was already there, he wants it. He wants it for himself. You see what I'm saying? That's
more.
Yeah, and more. This dude don't get enough. It says that which he labored for shall he store. So he restores. So once again, we're going into this ideology. So it's not the same labor, man. Right? Because when you building is laboring, right? But guess what? He used slaves to do it. You see what I'm saying? And he shed a lot of blood to get them to do it. It says, get us to do it. It says, and shall not swallow it down. So that which he labored for shall he restore. Meaning he going to give back to the rightful owner. He going to put back. Because the earth is made for our sakes. As it tells us in 2nd Ezra, the 6th chapter, man. You see what I'm saying? But that ain't the point. Let me keep going. This is and shall not swallow it down. According to his substance shall the restitution be. Whoo! And he shall not rejoice therein. Because he gon' can you imagine losing everything? Because he remember, his dwelling is the fatness of the earth. You see what I'm saying? So he gonna lose everything. Because he's about having everything. You see what I'm saying? It don't make no damn sense, man. It don't make any sense. You know? It's something I want. Job. It's a scripture that pretty much tell you that though he gather, because that's the one, you know, to really lay it down. Though he gather up gold and like silver, you know what I'm saying, like as the dust, I believe it says. It's pretty much is to no avail. That's what the scripture's saying pretty much. See if I can get it real quick. Lord willing, man, because it's a very powerful scripture in a moment. And then we're going to go ahead and hit the point, you know what I'm saying? Because it's really simple, you know?
I got a scripture back up at Genesis.
Go ahead.
You want to bring up Genesis first?
What you mean? You talking about what I'm saying now? Go ahead and bring that, go ahead and finish that Jeremiah 51 real quick. That Jeremiah 51 and 8. Because that's the point. Because really you should see, because we only left the Jeremiah 51 to make this point about how it goes on to say, you got it?
Come on, yeah,
Go ahead and get it. Jeremiah 51 and 8.
Okay.
Babylon suddenly falling. Yeah, I know what that say, but I was talking about, because I was trying to see,
Bring it up.
Hill, because this line up with the original thing we were saying. You got it. Just go ahead real quick. So like,
Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 8.
there's a lot that go into this.
Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Howl for her. Take balm for her pain. If so, be she may be healed.
Now, once again, when we go back, because we ain't gonna worry about the Job. You see, we'll get it in a second, Lord willing. Now, what my point was getting this, right? Let me go back to the James 2. So when you get that word well, it says to be well, right? Right? So let me read it one more time. James 2 and 8. If ye fulfill the royal law according to the scripture, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. Thyself ye do well. But so this is the ideology you want to have. These are the ideologies of the Most High, right? In order, this is what your base should be. You see what I'm saying? For you to have a political, for you to develop an economy, a well-running economy, if you will. See what I'm saying? It's a lot. Anyway, it says to speak well of one, to do good, to be well of those recovering health. You got it. Now watch this.
Come.
Mm-hmm.
Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 8.
Mm-hmm.
Babylon is suddenly fallen
Mm-hmm.
and destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
Howl for her.
Why? Because their ideologies aren't the Most High, so it's not going to be endurance in it. Let me get, watch this. Let me get 1 Peter 1 and 25 real quick. Go ahead.
1 Peter chapter 1 and verse 25.
Mm-hmm.
But the word of the Lord,
But what?
but the word of the Lord
Come on.
endureth forever.
But whose word?
The word of the Lord
Come on.
endureth forever.
You see that? That's what's going to endure. You see what I'm saying? So the so-called white man, the way he thinks is not the way of the Most High. You see what I'm saying? Let me get you got it. You got it.
Keep going.
No, he had something.
26.
Yeah, go ahead, bring that up.
This is Matthew chapter 7, verse 26.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone that heareth these sayings of mine,
Yep.
select,
Those the words that endure forever. Come on.
and doeth them not, shall be likened unto a foolish man,
Mm.
which built his house upon the sand.
Mm. See that? Now you might as well get the previous one. You see what I'm saying?
This is Matthew 7, verse 25.
Mm-hmm.
And the rain descended,
Mm-hmm.
and the floods came, and the winds blew.
No, start at 24.
24.
Mm-hmm.
So like Matthew chapter 7, verse 24.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, whosoever heareth these sayings of mine,
Mm-hmm.
and doeth them,
Mm-hmm.
I will liken him
Mm-hmm.
unto a wise man,
Mm-hmm.
which built his house upon a rock.
See that? So what's your house? The house would be the kingdom. The house is you first and foremost. But then if we're Jacob, we're one. You see, that's what I'm saying? We got all these tribes, but it's one name, Israel. You see, Yasha'Allah. That's the one man, right? They all got the same ideology, so it's just one. Thy neighbor, love thy neighbor as thyself, right? It's just one person at the end of the day. You see what I'm saying? He said, so that's that house. So if Israel goes on to be a king, when Israel goes on to be the king, right? These are our ideologies. we're going to do these words. And our house, our kingdom, you see? Because if you're a king, you got to have a kingdom. What's the scripture say? Let me get that real quick. This is Revelation. (17 and 12). It says, "And the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings, which have received no kingdom as yet." You see, you're supposed to have when you're a king, you're supposed to have a kingdom. It says, "But receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast." You see what I'm saying? So that's my whole point of getting at. When you're a king, you're gonna have a kingdom. Let me get that real quick. This is Amos, like this is Ecclesiastes 8 and 4. It says, no, let me start at 2. I counsel thee to keep the king's commandment. You see, and that in regard of the oath of God. You see what I'm saying? So that king is Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, man. You see what I'm saying? And it tells us how that goes. It says, this is verse 4. Where the word of a king is, there is power. And who may say unto him, what doest thou? So if you a king, you gonna set up a kingdom. You see what I'm saying? And ain't nobody question you. So that's how this go, right? So one more time on that Ecclesiastes. Not Ecclesiastes. That Matthew 7 and 24.
Gone.
Mm-hmm.
Matthew chapter 7 verse 24.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, whosoever heareth these sayings of mine
Mm-hmm.
and doeth them,
Right? That's not the so-called white man. He don't do what the Lord say. You see? Come on.
I will liken him
He was like him. Come on.
unto a wise man,
Right?
which built his house upon a rock.
Right? So that would be a king, right? Building his kingdom upon a rock, right? Well, that would be a king, right? Carrying himself in a way that is gonna last. You see what I'm saying? And if he's a king, he's outright gonna set up a kingdom. So all of it's gonna be upon a rock, and it's gonna last. You see what I'm saying? You cannot. This word. Let me get that real quick. So let me get Psalm 7 and 7.
Okay.
Come on.
This is Psalm chapter 7 and verse 7.
Mm-hmm.
So shall the congregation of the people,
Start at 12.
Psalm chapter 7 verse 12,
Mm-hmm.
if he turn not, he will,
Oh, Salaki. It's 11. Salaki.
7 and 11?
Yep.
Okay. Psalm chapter 7 and verse 11. The Most High judgeth the righteous.
No, that ain't it. Salaki. Wait 1 second. Let me jump there. Watch this. Okay. Nah. It's I think it's the 12th chapter. Yeah, 12 and 6. I got it. This is Psalms 12 and 6. It says, the words of the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, are pure words, as silver tried in a furnace of earth, purified 7 times. You see what I'm saying? Thou shalt keep them, O Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Thou shalt preserve them from this generation forever. You see what I'm saying? So the whole point of the matter is these words is tried in the fire 7 times, man. You can count on this to work. But the so-called white man, he counts on himself. And the scriptures tell us that in Psalms, the 10th chapter. Let's get that. Psalms 10 and 3.
Okay.
Come on.
Psalm chapter 10 and verse 3.
You got the main one that Jeremiah. You got it.
Okay. Psalm chapter 10 verse 3.
Jeremiah.
For the wicked boasteth
That's the main one.
of his heart's desire.
Of whose heart's desire?
Of his heart's desire.
See that? Come on.
And blesseth
Yep.
the
Covetous.
covetous.
Come on.
Whom the Lord
Abhor.
abhorreth.
You see that? So that's why they said he made an image, and who shall worship the image. You see what I'm saying? That's what that's talking about, man. You want to live like the so-called white man, he'll take care of you. He'll hold you down. That's why I say many that seek the ruler's favor. You see what I'm saying? Because most people in power understand people want what they want. You see? They should want what they want at least. Because the king, he has, in simple people's eyes, he has jurisdiction over what's going to happen to you. So people be all, caught up in who's ruling. You see what I'm saying? But that's not something that lasts, because it tell us real quick. Let me get Nahum 1 and 7.
Come
on.
This is Nahum chapter 1, verse 7.
Let me see. Start at verse, jump up, 3. No, 2. Come on.
Con.
That's not going to work, right? Everybody flocking to a man ruler. Come on.
Nahum chapter 1, verse 2.
Yep.
The Most High is jealous.
See that? So that's why it's not going to work, man. Come on.
And the Lord Yahweh revengeth.
See that?
The Lord Yahweh revengeth.
See that?
And is furious.
See that?
The Lord Yahweh will take vengeance on his adversaries.
You see what I'm saying? It's about the Lord. It's about Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, man. So the so-called white man not about that. So his kingdom is just built to not last, man. Come on.
And he reserveth wrath for his enemies.
See that? He are the enemies of the Lord. It tell us that real quick in Psalms 2. Let me get that real quick. Psalms 2. Start at 1.
Okay.
Come on.
This is Psalms chapter 2 verse 1. Why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing?
Come on.
The king of the earth.
See, not the king, just the king of the earth. See that? Come on.
The kings of the earth.
The kings of the earth. Not just the kings of the king of the earth, but the kings. Come on.
Set themselves.
As we just read in Revelation. They do what?
Set themselves.
Right? When they truly not even the actual rulers, but see, they're going to restore. They're the kings of the earth. They want to be kings over everybody. You're a king here, you're a king here, you're a king here. Yeah, they all Edomites, but they don't really agree.
What's that? The United Nations.
Yeah, that's exactly what that is. Come on.
It says, the kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together.
Now, how do they think? How they do think in what way though? Come on.
Against the Most High, the Lord Yahweh.
Ba'ashem Yahushua. Come on.
And against his anointed.
The Israelites, Yasha Allah. Right? He that shall rule like God, man. And they know that. Come on.
Saying, let us break their bands.
Let us break their bands, right? Because we're their heathens, we're their slaves. Come on.
Asunder.
And how we do that? Let's take who the hell they are out the picture. Let's tell them God's a so-called white man. They'll hate them then. You see what I'm saying? Because they got the worst lives that ever existed. Really, you do. You see what I'm saying? We live in the greatest story, ever told. You see what I'm saying?
Nobody want to be Esau.
Yeah, man. Nobody want to be no damn so-called white man. You see? It's the worst time to be a so-called white man. You're out of style, man. You play it out. So that's that, man. Now let's go back to where we just was real quick. You finished it?
I finished the first verse, but there's more on that.
Did you finish the verse?
Gone.
Yeah, that's it.
All right.
What was we reading before that?
Psalms 10:3.
Go ahead.
Psalms chapter 10 verse 3. For the wicked boasteth of his heart's desire.
Of his heart's desire. You see that? Come on.
And blesseth the covetous.
Come on.
Whom the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua appointeth.
Come on.
The wicked through the pride of his countenance.
Of his countenance. You see? He's seen, because really he's the so-called white man is I ain't gonna say he well instructed, but he does what works for him. You see what I'm saying? So when his stuff work, he's the epitome. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. See, Jake, people tripping on how it ain't no equality for everybody, but it's working for Esau. In his head, he like, I just made it. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
You people out here crying, I just made more money. He said, I made more money to kill more niggas. You know what I'm saying? That's really who they is. A lot of those damn politicians, Ku Klux Klan members, man. These are facts.
That's what Jake been saying with the stimulus checks. I made more money sitting down than working.
Man, Jake ain't on shit, man.
But I'm saying that's a low level of what Esau's saying, because Esau can
Yeah.
sit for years.
Super low level.
Con.
That's it though. You know, Esau has people seeing it like the system broke. That's the point. That's how it worked for him. It is broke. For you, for him, it works. That's how he is. That's he fixed it like that.
Right.
He made it broke. He built America broken.
That's their ideal.
Go ahead, Go ahead.
Ideology.
You got that? Matter of fact, go ahead and bring that back out. That's Jeremiah 51. That's it. That's it.
Con.
He built this place broken, man. You see? Did you finish that verse you was reading, brother?
Not quite through.
You got it, and then the brother got it.
Con. It says, Psalms 10:4, the wicked through the pride of his countenance will not seek after the Most High.
He like, my job work. I ain't ever had the Most High. You know what I'm saying? Hey, fuck you mean? You know what I'm saying?
It said, the Most High is not in all his thoughts.
He said the Most High not in all his thoughts, man.
All of them.
You know?
Not one.
In what way they are. You know the Lord coming back for his red tushy. You know?
So they like, while we here, you know, we gonna take full advantage.
Exactly, because that's how he think. You know, we come back to that. Watch that, hold that.
Con.
Right.
Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 8.
Jeremiah 16.
Babylon
19.
is suddenly fallen and destroyed. How for her?
You see, Babylon is suddenly falling, and how did it fail? Because it was built upon sand. How did it fall, man? You see what I'm saying? Come on, man. How did they fall, bro? Because they was built upon sand. You know what? How about you guys go on that side and we go on this side? That's how they built it with the parties, man. The Democratic, you see, going back. Let's stay ancient, because all this is fake. Let's stay with who it really is. Some people had their real identities before the bywords and all that, right? At the level they are today, because they always were still. They was pretty much always around, because Jake was always sinning. You know what I'm saying? But what I was gonna say?
Go back to their roots.
Yeah, go back to the roots, man. And that's the plebeians versus the patricians, right? And in reality, it was an oligarchy then, the 300 patris, right? That's what patricians is made from. So really, the Republicans represent the elite on the highest level, and the Democratic Party is just a damn illusion. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
They're like the kickstand to the bike, but the bike is it's just crazy, man. It's all pieces on one.
Fake option. They give you more options, but it's not really an option that exists.
Yeah, come on. Yep. You got it. Jeremiah 51:8.
Con.
Hold it right now.
It's Jeremiah chapter 51,
Come on.
verse 8. Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed.
Yep. That's why, because they, their ideologies. We're gonna go into some other things too. Come on.
How for her?
How for her? Come on.
Take balm for her pain.
Take balm for her pain. Come on.
If so, be she. So like, if so be,
Matter of fact, you see,
she may be healed.
that article that was talking about Jeff Bezos. Put it like Jeff Bezos can make more money than men's life or something like that. It'll come up. Let me see. One more time.
Con. Jeremiah 51:8.
Yep.
Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed.
They talk. See, people think, oh my goodness, this place was sinking since its inception.
Con.
They talking about some suddenly. You see what I'm saying? It's suddenly because you people was never expecting it.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't sudden. The reason why the Lord is going to come suddenly is because no one's expecting him. That's the whole sudden thing, man. Ain't nothing sudden about it. This thing was written, man. Let me get Isaiah. I think that's 51 and 15.
Con.
Yeah, come on.
Isaiah chapter 51, verse 15.
Yep.
But I am the Lord Yahweh, thy power,
Mhm.
that divided the sea,
Mhm.
whose waves roared.
Let me see that.
That's the next one down. I think.
No, that's 15. No, it ain't it. It's try 53 and 15. It's definitely the 15th verse. That's that one, man. No, it ain't 53 either. Yep, 52. 52 and 15.
All right,
Come on.
Isaiah chapter 52, verse 15.
Mm-hmm.
So shall he sprinkle
Come on.
many nations.
Come on, let's talk about Yahushua. Come on.
The king shall shut their mouths
Look at those same kings, man. You see what I'm saying? Come on.
at him
At him. Why? Come on.
for that which had not been told them
See that?
shall they see.
See that? Because he's gonna come to people's surprise. So that's what's so sudden about Yahushua's coming. You see what I'm saying? Like, really, he gonna surprise the hell out of everybody because we expecting him, but it's gonna be more glorious than we ever imagined. You see? So it's a suddenness. Like, damn, all this just out of nowhere. Like, yeah, we waiting on him, but even to us, it's gonna be sudden. But really, it ain't sudden because
It's always been.
it was already written. He was always on the way. He been said, I'm pulling up.
You get 1 and 9.
Now I tell you I'm outside. Damn, already? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I told you I was on the way. What are you talking about?
Come on.
I didn't tell you what time exactly. I didn't say I was gonna be there at 7:07. I said I'm on the way.
Exactly.
Be looking out. Ring, ring, ring. Yeah, I'm outside. Damn, already? You know? Nah, man. That's how they gonna be when the Yahushua come. You got it. I got something too.
Finishes Isaiah.
Yeah, come on.
Isaiah chapter 52, verse 15. So shall he sprinkle many nations.
Come on.
The king shall shut their mouths at him.
Mhm.
For that which had not been told
Mhm.
them they shall see.
Mm.
And that which they had not heard
Mm.
shall they consider.
See that? Because why? This is Revelation 3 and 11. Behold, I come quickly.
Mm.
You see? Hold that fast which thou hast, that no man take thy crown. You see what I'm saying? So the Lord going to be here in the blink of an eye, man. It tell you how he gonna come into, Babylon. In the 19th chapter, man. Isaiah. But nonetheless, let's go ahead and get that Jeremiah 51 out the way. So when you go back into that James 2 and 8, because this is like a foundation of this lesson. You know, it says James 2 and 8, it says, if ye fulfill the royal law according to the scripture, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself, ye do well. You see, the so-called white man, they don't understand this type of thinking. You got that, Mark? Go ahead and bring that up. Yeah, we're going to close out in a second. Come on.
This is Mark chapter 3, verse 26. And if Satan rise up
that's
against...
cool. We can bring that
So like,
this ain't the one.
Mark
but we
chapter
can still
3,
use this.
verse 26.
You want me to keep looking?
And if
It's
Satan
up to you.
rise up against himself
You see
and
that?
be divided,
See, if Satan rise up against himself, because Satan is really talking about the so-called white man. Let me get Revelation. I got it. Let me get Revelation. 1 second, real quick. Revelation 12. Matter of fact. Woo, man. Yeah. Let me see, 12 and 8. It says, I'm going to start at 7. Let me get Daniel 12 and 1. Go ahead and bring that out real quick. Daniel 12 and 1.
it's Daniel chapter 12 and 1.
Mhm.
And at the time shall Micaiah stand up.
Come on, you gotta, I don't know that.
Sorry.
Come on.
Daniel chapter 12 and 1.
Mhm.
And at that time
Mhm.
shall Michael
Come on.
stand up,
See that?
the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people.
You see that? Come on.
And there shall be a time of trouble.
Yep. So, because pretty much that's when Yahushua and the angels going to come back. And Michael is the top angel. You see what I'm saying? Micaiah in the Hebrew. Right? He said and at that time. What time? Let me get Jeremiah 30 and 7 real quick. You see what I'm saying? The so-called white man is about bloodshed. Now you can bring that joint, the one out you had earlier. The one you was trying to link up earlier. The
Con-
sword.
con-
Don't
con-
bring it up. You see, because the so-called white man is about bloodshed, man. So it's a time coming where he's gonna bring that at the highest volume he has ever brought it. Go ahead.
Psalms chapter 17 and verse 13.
Come on.
Arise, O Lord,
Yup.
disappoint him.
And how? That's why the Lord is gonna have to arise and send Yahweh and the angels back with Micah Allah. You see, Michael. Come on.
Cast him down.
During that time when the so-called white man he done unlocked he done unlocked, it's like if you had 3 swords, he unlocked his final sword, and he about to, you see what I'm saying? He about to go crazy like a little boy that unlocked the last character on a video game. You go over, and he keeps getting this guy. He's like, man, you can't get him no more.
It's like the boss level.
That's how Esau about to unlock that last level of himself, man. And people that's why he said the devil, man, he finna show his fangs, man, his horns. We gonna really see who this devil is, and they doing it.
Gonna be apparent.
They doing it now. They showing their fangs, man. They said there's more women in Congress than it's ever been. You see what I'm saying? I was gonna put that on the watch earlier, but they didn't go with you know what I'm saying, the segment. But they said there's more women in the council than there's ever been, man. And then you got a vice president as a woman for the first time, and then she's so-called colored woman. But really, matter of fact, and she a Benjamite, because her dad is from is so-called Jamaican. You know, and I believe her mom is a Hamite, Kamala Harris. So Esau is the fucking devil, man. Yeah, he'll put an Israelite in the office. It'll be a damn woman. He a fucking bitch, man. That's why his ass gonna die. Let me get that real quick. Let me get would you read? Matter of fact, let me get what you got. Let me get cause we gotta hit the point. Let's get 2 Timothy 2 and 9. You see what I'm saying? Cause it's by the Spirit, man. Spirit, 2 Timothy 2 and 9. You know, the Lord gonna kill this nigga, man. Cause he's anti the Lord. The Lord already said he gonna do it, man. Cause man, he gonna destroy Esau, bro. That's why his kingdom falling, man. 1 Timothy 2 and 9. Come on. 1 Timothy 2 and 9. Start at 12. Just get to the point, man. Come on.
1 Timothy chapter 2, verse 12.
Yep.
But I suffer not a woman to teach.
See that? So how the hell you gonna have a damn woman as a vice president, man? You see what I'm saying? He's just anti. Let me get 1 Corinthians 4 and 37, man. How the hell? Yeah, that's in the. Well, you know the New Testament. You know that's not scripture. We know they letters, man. But what was said in these letters? What did Paul tell us about the letters? Right? What was the things that was writing to the Israelites in these letters, man? Come on. 37. 1 Corinthians 14 and 37. Come on.
1 Corinthians chapter 14, verse 37.
Mm-hmm.
If any man think himself to be a prophet,
See that? Come on.
or spiritual,
Yep. Be about the Lord. Come on.
let him acknowledge that the things that I write unto you are the commandments of the Most High.
Of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, who people ignorantly call God and Christ. You see? So these are the commandments we read. What is one of the commandments Paul just said? 1 Timothy 2 and 9. 2 and 12.
1 Timothy chapter 2, verse 12.
Come on.
But I suffer not a woman to teach.
Yahweh Shah said that, man. You see that? That's why he said, he said, I got an issue with you because you got that damn woman, that Jezebel, teaching my prophets to go off. You see what I'm saying? The so-called white man gonna die, bro. That's how you know this book ain't talking about no damn snake and no people that was naked in no damn garden with an apple. This damn devil painted that picture, man, in people's minds. He literally painted that picture in people's minds, man. This nigga the devil, bro. This shit, the scriptures never meant that. This nigga gotta die. You know? And you gotta get turned up like this. You see what I'm saying? Because the Lord said we're gonna put these people in chains and bondage, man. And we're gonna double under them devil. They're going to get their asses handed to them in the kingdom. All of them. They babies included. Because they let them rise up, they're going to do the same thing their parents did, man. You see what I'm saying?
That's why we were supposed to kill them back in the day.
Go ahead and bring that Jeremiah 16 and 19 out. You know?
Okay.
Y'all the goddamn devil. For you, those you know, that may see this or hear this. Come on.
Jeremiah chapter 16 and verse 19.
Come on.
O Lord,
Mm-hmm.
my strength and my fortress,
You see, my strength and my fortress. Come on.
and my refuge.
We ain't dwelling in the damn white man's buildings, man. You see what I'm saying? We don't want to. In the spirit, we dwelling in the Most Highs, man. Come on.
In the day of affliction,
In the day of affliction, which we're going into now, when the so-called white man unlocks his ultimate level, right, of his ideology. That's what the New World Order is. It's the ultimate level of the way the white man thinks, who's Esau. We're going to go right back to there after this. Come on.
okay,
Come on.
the Gentiles shall come unto thee
See that?
from the ends of the earth,
Right? Talking about Jake. Come on.
and shall say, surely our fathers have inherited lies.
Now, the elders used to break that down as far as talking about the so-called white man, but it's manifold. It tell us this. You see what I'm saying? It's really talking about Jake first and foremost. But these Gentiles, they're going to come from the ends of the earth as well because they're going to have to serve us in the kingdom. You see what I'm saying? Because it tell us that, let's prove it real quick. Let me get Isaiah 60. Let me get Isaiah 60 and start at 10. You know what I'm saying? Come on.
Isaiah chapter 16 verse 10.
Come on.
And the sons of strangers
Mm-hmm.
shall build up thy walls.
See that? The sons of strangers. You think it's just going to be so-called white people? No, it's going to be so-called Chinese man, Japanese man. It's going to be so-called Hamite man, so-called Arab man. It's going to be all these people, man. They ain't they on the ends of the earth? Keep going. Come on.
And their kings shall...
And they're what? And they're what?
And their kings
They're going to have kings again, the same kings. Come on.
shall minister unto thee.
Come on. They're going to help us. They're going to do what we need them to do. Come on.
For in my wrath
Come on.
I smote thee,
Right?
but in my favor
So the Lord has given us clarity on what our situation is right now. Come on.
but in my favor have I had mercy on thee.
Because he said in the end, he will yet choose Jacob and have mercy on us. You see what I'm saying? Paraphrasing. Come on.
Therefore thy gates shall be open continually.
Now watch this. This is my point.
They shall not be shut day nor night,
Watch this.
that men may bring unto thee the forces of the Gentiles.
See that? That's everybody's. Ain't it Gentiles all over the earth? You see? So the Gentiles shall come from the ends of the earth. You see what I'm saying? But primarily that scripture is leading, talking about Jake, because Jake is scattered across the four corners of the earth. And we figured out our fathers inherited lives, man. We're not Christians. We're not so-called, we're not the fake Christians. You see what I'm saying? We're really not even Christians, man, because we know we're Hebrews. That's an English translation or a transliteration of who we truly are, man. We the Hamashiachim, if anything, man. Hamashiachim, the anointed ones, or the followers of the Messiah, if you will. Because that's all Christ means, right? But anyway, that's just prove it, man. That's one scripture to prove it. See what I'm saying? Let me get Job 11 and 3. Because the scripture's manifold.
Okay.
Come on.
Job chapter 11 verse 3.
Come on.
Should thy lies make men hold their peace?
Come on.
And when thou mockest,
Let me see. Jump to jump to 4. Come on.
God. Job chapter 11 verse 4. For
Mhm.
thou hast said, my doctrine is pure.
See, the Most High's doctrine is pure. This is the truth. What you should believe in. Come on.
And I am clean in thine eyes.
Come on. Well, that's talk. Keep going, because that's not saying that. Go ahead.
But oh, that power would speak
Right? So that's really dealing with the spirit of the so-called white man. Come on.
and open his lips against thee.
Watch this. Come on.
And that he would show thee the secrets of wisdom.
See, it's the secrets of wisdom. This book says more than what's it shows on the surface level. That's how it's secrets. That's how we can go into certain things, because it's more there than meets the eye. You see what I'm saying? That's how the secrets are revealed. You got these things called subtext. You see what I'm saying? It's a technique, right? subtext, if you look up the meaning of subtext, it talks about an underlying message. You got context, hypertext, and subtext. Subtext is what the scriptures be alluding to as far as saying something that's not verbatim said, but it's basically saying it. That's what subtext is. You see? So that's kind of like how the revelation or the pulling the veil off of the things the Lord is saying on a deeper level. Those are the secrets. Keep going. And one of the secrets is, a lot of people don't know the Gentiles is in a lot of scriptures is talking about Israelites. It's not talking about actual natural Gentiles. That's a secret. That's why they come up so proud. The Lord. That's why they said the Lord's gonna come sudden, and they're gonna consider things they haven't heard, because the secrets ain't for them, man. You see what I'm saying? They're gonna learn. That's why they're gonna learn in the kingdom how this thing works. That's why the Lord said, "O ye simple ones, how long will ye love simplicity?" You see, it's more than meets the eye here. Let's get the point. Come on.
It says that they are double.
One more time from it. You got it.
Job chapter 11 verse 6, and
you jumped too far. You got 4. Come on.
Job chapter 11 verse 4. Thou hast said, my doctrine is pure, and I am clean in thine eyes.
See, that's how these people think. That's the spirit of a so-called white man. Jake get that from a so-called white man. Come on.
But oh, that
Satan. Come on.
Oh, but that God would speak.
See? Come on.
And open his lips against thee.
Right? Meaning he had the prophets, speak to your ass, or have an angel come to your ass. Come on. Come on.
And that he will show thee the secrets of wisdom.
Watch this. Come on.
That they are double to that which is.
You see? So the scriptures are manifold, because these are scriptures of wisdom. You see what I'm saying? It's more there than meets the eye. So it go on to tell you, really, you're not clean, because really the Lord is requiring more of you on a deeper level. So he really fair. He really merciful, because he don't exact all that out of you. Watch, it's going to tell you that. Come on.
It says, know therefore that the Most High exacteth of thee less than thine iniquity deserveth.
Because if he say thou shalt not, but he just told us the scriptures manifold, they're double. They are double to that which are. It's more there than meets the eye, right? So you get punished for simply not doing this, but he only gets you less because it actually goes deeper. Everything he says goes deeper, but he don't even require that all out of you. That's how we know the secrets are truly here. You see what I'm saying? So the scriptures are manifold, man, according to these scriptures, right? Now, going back to where we was originally at before the, because we're going to close out in a second. Jeremiah 16 and 19.
Jeremiah,
you got the one you got.
Jeremiah chapter 16 verse 19. O Lord, my strength and my fortress and my refuge in the day of affliction. The Gentiles shall come unto thee from the ends of the earth, and shall say, surely our fathers have inherited lives.
Don't you think the so-called white people gonna say that? So your kids are gonna see this, like the little Edomite chick I was talking to the one day, and she was like, my dad's. And I was like, yeah, y'all going in slavery. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at dead in her soul, like you going in slavery. You know what I'm saying? Like, and she know that.
She will go home with daddy.
Because you asking her who about the Israelites, she didn't even want to admit it. Your dad a pastor, but you don't want to admit the Israelites. Because y'all know it's something more to the Israelites in these scriptures. You see what I'm saying? That's why he said, let's just make them forget. That's the ideology. He built the country upon believing in the Bible, but it's truly not believing in it because he doesn't tell anybody to actually read it and make it about what it's truly saying.
That's the same with that Edomite that brought his son to the Howard. So he brought that whole posse with him.
He found out, surely have my father's inherited lies. You see what I'm saying?
And also they don't build any of their laws or their structure upon what these words say. So you know they don't care about this.
But they tell you they do. You see what I'm saying? But they don't, because he a devil, man. He's a devil. You got it. Jeremiah 51 and 8. So we're reading this one out one more time. We got a couple more we close out. This is James 2 and 8. If ye fulfill the royal law according to the scripture, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself, ye do well. Come on. And when you go in the well, it means comfortable. You're going to be honorable, commendable, excellent. and then you're gonna be well. It says of those recovering health. If you make your ideology this, you're gonna be of someone recovering. So if you're in a bad condition and you turn back to this, you make this your ideology, you're gonna recover. You see what I'm saying? Watch this.
Jeremiah 51:8.
Come on.
Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed.
Yeah, because people never considered it, but it was set to build. It was built to fall. You see what I'm saying?
How for her?
Look, Rome wasn't built in a day, but it fell fast as hell. Come on.
Right.
Come on.
How for her? Take balm for her pain. If so, she may be healed.
And you wanna know why Rome fell fast as hell? Because it was built in a damn day. You see what I'm saying?
That's right.
Y'all try to say that crap, nigga. Y'all stole Rome. Get up out of here with that, man. Deal with history. Come on.
We would have healed Babylon.
Rome was already built, man. Y'all ain't even have to build nothing. They ain't built nothing. They just stole from everything and put it here.
They never built anything.
They never built nothing, man.
I got something.
Like something so awesome like Rome was built from scratch. Rome was already set up. The customs and stuff y'all took was already working, and y'all just adopted stuff. So y'all took a place that was already working, right? And y'all just put y'all thing on top of it, man.
They did with Babylon.
And it makes sense to do, but you're not. Don't try to put this narrative out here that you build, man.
Bring that out real quick.
And when I say that, I mean that's what they did with America. Because you see, if you promoting all these commercials and shit, talking about this land was built off of their forefathers, talking about Edomites, when knowing good and damn well it was Israelites that built this whole country, all this land. So why you call it the White House?
I mean, yeah, you get the first couple because we can come back to that.
We want to just come back to it?
No, go ahead.
Hosea chapter 4, verse 1. Hear the word of the Lord Yahweh, ye children of Israel.
Come on.
For the Lord Yahweh hath a controversy with the inhabitants of the land, because there is no truth, nor mercy, nor knowledge of God in the land.
So pretty much, yeah, this is addressed to Jake, but it's because the no knowledge is coming from the that's being put out here, right? Or that's being influenced out here, right? Stuff not being about knowledge and truth. It's by the so-called white man. So that's why the Lord got a controversy. It ain't like we set up America and it ain't no truth in it. The so-called white man did that. He told you to stop reading. He said stop believing the Bible. He said you're equal. That's a damn lie. Really, he didn't even tell you were equal. He never told you was equal. Read his Constitution. Read his amendments. Come on.
By swearing and lying and killing.
And how do they swear? On the Bible. They lie. Come on.
And stealing.
Killing and stealing. So these are all things you do, but it's promoted by the so-called white man. You see that? So it'll all go back to him. Come on.
And committing adultery, they break out.
Yep.
And blood toucheth blood.
Let me get Zechariah 1:15. You see, blood touches blood. So that's dealing with us in our community. You see, but that's it. Because like I said, we'll come back to that. The main point was in 1. Go ahead and get that.
Zechariah chapter 1 and verse 15. And I am very sore displeased with the heathen.
Yep, watch this.
That are at ease.
They got their feet kicked up because they set this place up and all their monkeys are running it for them. Because Jake basically monkeys. You see what I'm saying? Jake act like monkeys, man. Come on.
For I was but a
From
little...
the babies to the women to the men. Big monkeys. That's exactly how you act, man. That's how our people literally act like monkeys, man. Come on.
For I was but a little displeased.
Yeah.
And they helped forward the affliction.
And what's the affliction? You not having no damn knowledge, no sense, no truth. You already being punished for doing these different type of things. And he made it right. That's what the brother was. That's what that child. That's why I said we come back to it. But that's pretty much it, man. Let's go ahead and go back to where we was at.
Jeremiah chapter 51. I'm gonna start at 8, which hop to 9.
Let's go to 8. Cause we can't get this out for nothing. Come on.
Jeremiah chapter 51 verse 8.
Yeah.
Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Howl for her. Take balm for her pain. If so be, she may be healed.
You see? What's the balm? The balm is the scriptures, man. But they not going to take it, man. You see what I'm saying? Didn't we read that already? This is Psalms 10 and 4. The wicked through the pride of his countenance will not seek after God. God is not in all his thoughts. His ways are always grievous. You see? Thy judgments are far above out of his sight. As for all his enemies, he puffeth at them. So the so-called white man, a very proud dude, man. You see? He see, that's a big missile, but I'll build one bigger. Please. He couldn't even launch the Satan. See? You talking about the Satan too. That's how they think. You in the responsibilities, you're in the watch, the guardianship of the so-called white man. Right? This dude is putting himself in position to get bombed. That's what you gotta realize. Like, you and your family, he gonna get this place nuked, man. And you out voting for these damn devils, man. That's why Jake gonna die, and that's why you need to die. Come on.
Con.
Damn demons, man. Come on.
Jeremiah 51 verse 9.
Where you at?
We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed.
Beautiful.
Forsake her, and let us go every one into his own country. For her judgment reacheth into heaven, and is lifted up even to the skies.
You see that? So Babylon can't be healed, man. In other words, because they're not going to take this word, because the so-called white man stuck in his way. You see? So his kingdom is built to fall. He only built it for it to fall. You see what I'm saying? He ain't trying to hear on how he can fix it. If they want to make America great again, why wouldn't they leave Trump in there? You see that?
Exactly.
They're going to bring in a guy that's talking about we finna have a dark winter. You see what I'm talking about? These niggas is crazy, man. They are insane. There's so many scriptures we dropped and we didn't even come back to. You got that. Go ahead. You got it.
Con. Start from 12 or start from 11?
Straight to the point. 12.
Con. Jeremiah chapter 18 and verse 12. And they say, there is no hope. But we will walk after our own devices. And we will every one do the imagination of his evil heart.
That's it, man. And that's Jake. You know, but who got Jake thinking like that? The spirit of the devil, man. The spirit of the devil, man. That's what I was trying to get right here real quick. Go ahead and bring that Daniel 12 back out real quick. This is Revelation 12 and 7. So let's go ahead and get this. Come on. Daniel 12 and 1. We're going to close on just a second. You know, that should be edifying. You got it?
This Daniel chapter 12, verse 1.
Yep.
And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince.
And what time is that? That's when the so-called white man unleashes his. Because we went into other things by the Spirit, but we're back here to finish this off. That time is talking about when the so-called white man really comes down and shows his fangs, as it tells us in Revelation. Let's go ahead and get it. 12 and 12. It says, therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth. Because really, you know, by the Spirit, the heavens is talking about us, right? Therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwelleth in them. Because you say by the Spirit, yeah, those it's better to be with the angels and the chariots, but in the Spirit, we already there. That's why the Lord said, set not our hearts upon things upon the earth, but upon things in heaven. You see what I'm saying? Because it's going to keep you. You see what I'm saying? And then he said, let our conversation be heavenly thoughts. You see what I'm saying? So it's talking about, the heavens is talking about us. That's all throughout the scriptures. You see what I'm saying? So this is another thing, you know. But anyway, but yeah, ultimately, you're going to want your ass to be in the ship. You see what I'm saying? But it starts with you being on the ship spiritually. You see what I'm saying? Then it's going to manifest. You see what I'm saying? But anyway, it says, therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. For the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. So, one more time on that.
Daniel chapter 12, verse 1. And at that time shall Michael stand up.
That time, see what time? It's talking about when the devil unlocked his ultimate power. His sword was the last part, because we went into the fatness part. See what I'm saying? His sword is the last part. That's the blessing I was giving it to him. You got that Psalms real quick? Psalm 17 and what you started at 13?
Con.
Come on.
This is Psalms chapter 17 and verse 13.
Jeremiah 30 and 7.
It says, "Arise, O Lord,
Mhm.
disappoint him,
In fact, I'm gonna finish
cast
that.
him down. Deliver my soul from the wicked,
Right?
which is thy swords."
Because the so-called white man is the wicked, right? He's a sword. You see what I'm saying? Come on.
Con.
Now watch this.
Daniel chapter 12, verse 1.
Now he gonna unlock. It's a time coming where he's gonna unlock that the ultimate yielding. You see of that sword. He gonna yield that sword in the way that you. And it's not. The sword is not literally a big Aladdin Arabian sword with the curve. It's not. It's not what it's talking about, man. You got the vaccine. You got his tongue. He gonna get real clever with his wording. You see what I'm saying? His news is gonna get real devilish. His tongue, his sword is gonna be sharpened. You see what I'm saying? To pierce and destroy, to decapitate. That's the level of the warring is about to go to a next level, and it's ultimately gonna manifest into the gun. It's gonna manifest into a knife. It's gonna manifest into a missile. You see what I'm saying? It's gonna manifest into drones. It's gonna manifest in these plasma ray guns they got. They got all type of stuff, man. So he watch. You gonna see? Come on, you gonna see, man.
Con.
Come on.
Daniel chapter 12, verse 1. And at that time shall Michael stand up,
Yep.
the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people.
That's a time coming. That's when they gonna come. Come on.
And there shall be a time
Mm-hmm.
of trouble,
See that? Go ahead and finish that verse.
such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time.
Mm-hmm. Cause the devil gonna go that crazy. He gonna go that hard, man. He finna go berserk, man. Come on.
And at that time
Come on.
thy people shall be delivered.
See that? Cause if we not delivered, the saints finish. You see what I'm saying? So that's the hopeful elect. Come on.
Every one that shall be found
Written.
written in
Come
the
on.
book. It's like written in the book. Keep on going.
No, that's it.
Mhm.
Let's go get that Jeremiah 30 and 7.
Come on.
So that's the hopeful elect. You see? Because we hoping that we of the elect. Because that's who's written in the book, the elect. Come on.
This is Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 7.
Yep.
Alas,
It's our last. Come on.
for that day,
It's getting ready. Talking all the time. Come on.
for that day is great,
It's great.
so that none is like it. It is even the
Didn't he just say that? It's going to be a time such as never was. Come on.
time. So that none is like it.
Mhm.
It is even the time
Mhm.
of Jacob's trouble.
Yep. This is prophecy. Come on.
But he shall be saved out of it.
But they say all that are of Israel are not Israel. So the elect is the he. That's why I can say Jacob straight like that. Because the Lord like, I'm only saving Jacob. I don't. So everybody that gets saved is who is all he considered Jake. These physical Jakes, them not Jakes. You know what I'm saying? Them white men and women and children. What you got? Yeah, go ahead. Real quick.
Romans chapter 9 and verse 6.
Mm-hmm.
Not as though the word of the Most High
Right.
had taken none effect,
Mm-hmm.
for they are not all Israel
Mhm.
which are of Israel.
So that's the point, because we ain't going into that. But brother bragging that up. But this is Revelation 12 and 7, and there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, because it's pretty much gonna be likened unto the thing that has been as that which shall be. What happened when the Lord was ready to take his people out of Israel? Pharaoh wanted to fight. You see what I'm saying? That's really what that's another sense of it right there.
Came riding on the chariots.
Now the Lord is gonna fight him too, because the devil pretty much, yeah, he not. It ain't even us. It ain't even just us. He's not gonna want to give up. He's not gonna want to give his kingdom up, because that's what he know they're coming back to do. Not only take us, but in his kingdom. See, the Lord, when he was taking us out of Egypt, he never was trying to end Egypt. Remember, he was telling them like, yo, if you don't let him go,
Exactly.
I'm gonna get busy.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's what you gonna do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And he still didn't destroy him.
He gave him plenty of warnings,
So, but it ain't gonna be that case with America. America's does showing you that it'll tell you that in the Zondervan Bible Dictionary and in Obadiah. First and foremost, that Esau not getting no mercy. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of these, and yeah, you got Edomites, Esau, and other places across the globe, but most of those places they not even from. You see what I'm saying? Why you think everything gonna go down here? And there's a scripture written how the 10 tribes is gonna go to a place where no man had ever dwelt. So wouldn't he just put that back to how it was? Ain't no man gonna be dwelling here no more. Everybody take their tail back to the east. You see what I'm saying? Because that's where all life started anyway. You see what I'm saying? In the garden. They tell you that, the so-called, what is it, the fertile crescent, man. You see? So it make all the sense in the world, man. From the beginning to the end, from the front to the back, upside down, however you want to read it, the Lord's words makes perfect sense, and it's one. You see what I'm saying? Now, they're going to want to put up a fight when Michael comes, because he said they're coming to deliver us, but they also come to destroy this kingdom. So it says, and the reason why they're going to have to come, because the devil is at that time, Esau going to be super Esau. You see what I'm saying? He going to be like gold Frieza. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of you Jakes going to get it last minute, and that's when you're going to become like Vegeta. You know what I'm saying? What is it? Super Saiyan God or something like that? That's when Vegeta was ultimately at his highest point, when he finally got. He was actually stronger than Goku for completely. Not the little, like in the past, he had little spurts. Those of you that watch Dragon Ball Z, you see what I'm saying? I grew up on Dragon Ball Z, but that's how it's gonna be, man. He gonna be like Final Cell. You see what I'm saying? That's how Esau finna be. You see? Anyway, it says, and there was war in heaven. That's those dog fighters. Those jets you see flying, they think they about to fight the Lord in the chariots, man. You see what I'm saying? And the chariots been dipped off. I ain't been seeing chariots lately. You see what I'm saying? That's showing you they chariots, not stars. You see that? And there was in war in heaven. Michael and his angels, see, more angels fought against the dragon. And the dragon fought and his angels, you see, and prevailed not. Neither was their place found any more in heaven. That's because they got the NASA and the satellite set up there. You see what I'm saying? They ain't going to have no more sky patrol, none of that going on when they come. It says, and the great dragon was cast out, because it's the point, that old serpent called the devil, you see, and Satan. Who do we call the devil? You see? That's what it's talking about, the damn so-called white man. You see? Which deceived the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. You see what I'm saying? So it says, now I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation. You see? Thus we just read in Jeremiah 30:7. Thus we just read in Daniel 12 and 1. Okay. You know what I'm saying? And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, the sky, now is salvation and strength. You see, now is salvation and strength. The time finally here. Now is come salvation and strength. And what is strength? First, salvation is being delivered from your enemies, man. Right? Tell you that in Luke 1:68. Then salvation is ultimately also being going into the redemption, which is us being forgiven for our sins, and the Lord's casting them out, as he tells us, I think is that Micah the 7th chapter, or Micah 7 and I think 16 or 11, one of those. We ain't got to get it. But then the strength part is the new bodies. The strength is the riches. The strength is the meat in due season. That's all that. You see what I'm saying? It says the kingdom of our God. You see that? Can you get a kingdom? The Lord's kingdom, which is not in word but in power. Tell us that in 1 Corinthians, the fourth chapter, the 20th verse. You see, or the second Corinthians, one of those. You know, and the power of his Hamashiach. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down. You see? That's showing you the angels look just like us. You see? On a high level, on the true level. It says, which accused them before our God day and night. You see? So that's when if one kingdom comes, one kingdom falls, another one is set up. So the Lord is telling you his kingdom is coming. So thus bagging up, Esau only built this kingdom for it to fall, man. See that? Yeah, I got something real quick. This is Sirach. You know? This is an apocrypha. Sirach. 1 second. Go ahead and bring that Mark 3 and 6 out, because that should be about it.
Okay.
Alright. Anything else, brothers, was holding?
I just said I could grab the second exorcism.
Yeah, you got it. Go ahead.
So you got that right there too.
Oh, kind. Now I was trying to see the time.
Come get this Romans 9 and 13 before you get that. As it is written, Jacob have I love.
Oh no, they ain't. I mean, you can get it, but you're trying to hit the point. You got it.
This Romans chapter 9 verse 13. As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated.
Second Esdras chapter 6 and verse 9. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth.
There you go. I got something real quick. This is Iraq. See if I can get it. This goddamn thing. Uh-oh, that's why I get it. Uh-oh. You got that mark, man. You got it. Unless I get this first.
I'm there.
I got it. This is. Get it out of here. There you go. This is Sirach 42 and 25. It says, "One thing establisheth the good of another." You see what I'm saying? And who shall be filled with the beholding of his with beholding his glory? See, one good established the good of another. So it's a good thing that the so-called white man's kingdom rule ends. It's a good thing that he built his kingdom off the ways that were adverse to the Lord, so the Lord can bring his in, right? So that another kingdom can be set up. You see what I'm saying? That's a very good thing, man. You know? So that's why I say one thing established the good of another. So the so-called white man, his nation going down because he's Esau, his kingdom going down, him building his kingdom in a way that will never last is good because it's going to establish the next one. It's going to establish ours, man. So it's beautiful. That's why I say, and who shall behold, who shall be filled with beholding his glory? You know? I got one more too. You know? That's why the Lord was telling us this, man, in Mark 3 and 6. You know? You got it.
This is Mark chapter 3 verse 26.
Yep.
And if Satan rise up against himself and be divided.
So Satan is a man. Because we already got that in Revelation. That the same man called Satan the devil, paraphrasing. They tell you that right in there, man. It's talking about the so-called white man, man. You see? Because let me read it. This is Revelation 12 and 9. And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent, which calls this man a devil, and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. That's why, because that's those names allude to. And Satan being the adversary of God, right? It says, so God is about truth. Satan will be about lies. You see? It says, he was cast out into, look, he was cast out. So it's not a snake. Well, it's a male snake. It says his angels were cast out with him. So snakes got angels? Explain that part.
It's like,
What does angel mean? Messenger. So snakes got messengers now. A male snake has messengers working for him now. It's a man. See that? Go ahead. What you was gonna say?
no, I was just gonna say that's like the same argument with the gates that mourn. The gates mourn now.
Go ahead. Con, exactly.
Mark
You know?
chapter 3 verse 26.
But that's just, they probably wouldn't even get clever and say that. You know what I'm saying? You just like to think of shit. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Mark chapter 3, verse 26.
Mhm.
And if Satan rise up against himself,
Meaning that man, so-called white man, Esau against Shesaw. Because that's going on. You know, Karen rising up, she pissed.
Mhm.
Come on.
and be divided,
Mm-hmm.
he cannot stand.
And Karen goes back into the word Korah, which means horn. You see what I'm saying? Come on.
But hath an end.
See? It has an end. That end he just read. It's an appointed time. You see? Let me get Job 14 and 5 real quick. Go ahead.
This is Job chapter 14 and verse 5.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing his days are determined,
Come on.
the number of his months
Mm.
are with thee.
Woo. Man.
Thou hast anointed his bounds,
Dang.
that he cannot pass.
You see? Anointed meaning chosen. You see that? So he's chosen the boundaries of the so-called white man. So he like, you ain't getting no gold from outer space. You know what I'm saying? And that's why he ain't gonna succeed at it. That's why they make movies about how they can't succeed at traveling outer space. Because he's seeing his abounds.
That's every movie that they made, right, when they were saving the world, the monks that went out there ended up dying.
Yeah. The Lord, the referee, if you will. He blowing a whistle on Esau. I got something.
With, let's say, verse 6.
No, that's cool. Because that's going into, yeah. This is Sirach 11 and 5. It says, because we're going to go ahead and close out. It says, many kings have sat down upon the ground. You see? That's us, man. That's why the Lord said, arise, ye Jerusalem, and put on your glorious garments, man. Let me get that real quick. This is Isaiah, just to show you that's talking about us. It said, many kings have sat upon the ground. We know that to be the case because we the valley of dry bones. Can these bones live? You see what I'm saying? It's not a valley low. You see? Watch this. This is Sirach 11 and 5. Many kings have sat down upon the ground, and one that was never thought of have worn the crown. Why? So many kings, right? We the many kings that sat upon the ground, because it tell you right here, Isaiah 52 and 1. Awake, awake, put on thy strength, O Zion. That's when the angels come. You see, because that's their strength. He said the salvation and the strength gonna come. It says, put on thy beautiful garments. You see what I'm saying? This knowledge, first and foremost, O Jerusalem, the holy city. You see? Because Jerusalem is a people first, and Jerusalem is likened unto a city. So when they say city, sometimes it's talking about us as a people. It says, for henceforth there shall no more come into thee the uncircumcised and the unclean. Shake thyself from the dust. Arise and sit down, O Jerusalem. Loose thyself from the bands of thy neck, O captive daughter of Zion. You see? For thus saith the Lord, ye have sold yourselves for naught, right? You want to be sold up to these heathens, but for no reason. Because that's what came out to be. We got nothing out of it. Lord gave us what we wanted, and we got nothing out of it. And that was nothing, you see? For thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, ye have sold yourselves for naught, and ye shall be redeemed without money. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, we were sold physically for so-called Federal Reserve notes, if you will, you know. But between us, we sold ourselves to the so-called white man in the spirit. That's why it happened like that. So that's why I say Sirach 11 and 5. Many kings have sat down upon the ground. There go kings again, and one that was never thought of have worn the crown. You see, many mighty men have been greatly disgraced, and the honorable delivered into other men's hands. You see, so that's talking about us, man. So that's why the so-called white man built his damn his kingdom to fall, and it's damn sure gonna fall, because he built the city with blood. His ideologies is adverse to the Most High. You know what I'm saying? And he's going to be broken, and there's nothing he can do. Let's close out with that in Isaiah the 14th chapter. You know? Isaiah 14 and 3.
Let me get it.
Yeah, you got it.
Isaiah chapter 14 and verse 3.
Mhm.
And it shall come to pass in that day, in the day of Salah. And it shall come to pass in the day that the Lord Yahweh shall give thee rest from thy sorrow
Mhm.
and from thy fear and from the hard bondage wherein thou was made to serve.
Start at 1. Mhm.
Isaiah chapter 14 and verse 1.
Mhm.
For the Lord Yahweh will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land. And the strangers shall be joined with them,
Mhm.
and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob.
Yep.
And the people shall take them.
You see, and we're gonna take the heathens, because the first part is talking about the Gentiles, right? Jacob gonna be joined back with Jacob when they say the strangers. You see what I'm saying? But we're not gonna take Jacob, because watch what it go on to say about those that's taken. Come on,
And the people shall take them
come on.
and bring them in their places.
See that?
In their place.
Come on.
And the house of Israel shall possess
You
them.
can't do that. That's breaking the law. You can't rule over Israelites for bond, as they're not bondman. They're not homeborn slaves. You see what I'm saying? Esau is. Come on.
And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for
Yeah.
servants.
For what?
For servants
See that?
and handmaids.
That's not. That's the heritage of the Israelites. That can't be talking about Israelites. Keep going.
And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were.
That's showing you talking about so-called white men and the rest of the heathens. Come on.
And they shall rule over their oppressors.
See that? Come on.
And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall give thee rest from thy sorrow
Yeah.
and from thy fear and from the hard bondage wherein thou wast made to serve.
Come on.
That thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon
Watch this.
and say,
Mhm.
how hath the oppressor ceased?
Woo! See? Because that's that Babylon suddenly falling. He said when that house beat upon, we're gonna close out with that one. Matter of fact, go ahead and get that one. That Matthew 7 and
23, 24.
nah, it's like 26.
Let me get this last one. It says, the Lord hath broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers.
Yeah, jump up, because that's going into another part. Read that one more time. One more time on that, brother.
God, Isaiah chapter 14 and verse 4.
Mhm.
That thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon and say, how hath the oppressor ceased?
Uh-huh.
The golden city ceased.
Now watch this. Why? Because it was built upon sand. I tell you this right here. This is Matthew 7 and 26. And every one that heareth these sayings of mine and doeth them not shall be likened unto a foolish man which built his house upon the sand. And the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew and beat upon that house, and it fell. You see? And great was the fall of it. See what I'm saying? And it came to pass when Yahushua had ended these sayings, the people were astonished at his doctrine. You see? For he taught them as one having authority and not as the scribes. We telling you what's going to happen by the Spirit. So we go ahead and keep getting it, and we're going to close out on it. You got it? So that's why it's going to cease. You see? Because when that smoke comes against it, right, when we get that spiritual power, America's finished, man. Look, they can't do nothing with Jakes on low level. The riots, you see what I'm saying? They beating the city to pieces, man. They talk about that in Isaiah 41st chapter. The 15th verse on down. How we gonna beat upon the mountains?
Threshing instrument.
Come on. You got it? That's it. You know? Ain't nothing the Lord ain't did. That's a sample of it, man. You know? Let's go ahead and get that, bro, and close up. You got it.
Oh, come on.
You got the rest of it.
Keep going.
Yeah, come on.
Come on. Start from
Where
4.
you left off at, come on.
Come on. Isaiah chapter 14 and verse 4. That thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon
Mhm.
and say, how hath the oppressor ceased,
Mm.
and the golden city ceased? The Lord hath broken the staff of the wicked, and the scepter of the rulers. He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke.
That's why his kingdom's gonna fall, because he smote the people continually in his wrath. They go that wrath. You see what I'm saying? His kingdom is bound to fall. It tell you that in James the 4th chapter. It say, to him that showed no mercy shall no mercy be showed. Now, if ain't no mercy gonna be showed on this place, is anything gonna be left? You see what I'm saying? Is anybody gonna be left? No. That's he built the way he does things. He's going to lose, and he's going to be eradicated ultimately, because his ideologies calls for such. You have to go all the way with the so-called white man.
That's what happened to Black Wall Street.
Yeah.
So what you think for having his king?
That man finished, man. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it tell you that, you know what I'm saying? No mercy shall be showed, man. You know? But that's pretty much it on that. I got something real quick. This is Isaiah 41 and 10. Fear thou not, for I am with thee. Be not dismayed, for I am thy God. I will strengthen thee. Yeah, I will help thee. Yeah, I will uphold thee with the right hand of my righteousness. Behold, all they that were incensed against thee shall be ashamed and confounded. They shall be as nothing. You see? They're going to disappear. This place is bound to fall, man. It's built to fall. It was built to fall. It was built to end. These people are constructed to cause themselves to end. You see? Esau going to delete itself. It says, and they that strive with thee shall perish. All they do is strive against us. We read that in Psalms 2, how they set against us, against the Lord and his anointed.
Mm-hmm.
All that, he said, he just told us, all that strive against thee shall perish. So the so-called white man, and that's all his kingdom does. It's built to go at the so-called black man. You see? Jake, you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians, through your commercials, through the movies, through the music, everything is to play upon us. You see? So that's why this place gonna fall, man. They say, thou shalt seek them and shall not find them. Even them that contend with thee, they that war against thee shall be as nothing, and as a thing of naught. When Jake get that spiritual power, who do you think the first people they're going against?
You already know.
They're going to get you, Esau. They're not going to go get Moab. They're going to get you first.
First and foremost.
You the first person I'm coming to get by the Spirit.
Anybody, you will be the first person.
If you ain't Israelites of the Lord's hopeful elect, your ass is finished.
Done for.
According to this Bible, man. You know? So that's that. You got it. You go ahead and close out on it. You got something? You got it. Yeah, everything you got right there. Everything we got. You got it right there. You got it?
Come on. This is Isaiah chapter 14 and verse 6. Come on.
Yep.
He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke,
Yep.
he that ruled the nations in anger
Yep.
is persecuted,
Ooh.
and none hindereth.
And when you go into that word persecuted, it means subject someone to hostility and ill treatment, especially because of their race or political or religious beliefs. Wow. This place is built upon the so-called white man and his ideology. So they're going to be persecuted because of who they are and what they think. Thus, their place is going with them. Oh, man. You got it. Go ahead.
Come.
Man, that's beautiful.
The whole earth is at rest
Wow. See that? Come on.
and is quiet.
Come on.
They break forth into singing.
I jumped down to Jump down to 11.
Isaiah 14:11.
Mm-hmm.
Thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy, how you say that, vials?
Mm-hmm. Where you at?
Verse 11.
Yeah, Miles.
Vials, click on it. And the noise of thy vows, the worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee. How art thou fallen from heaven, O
See?
Lucifer?
They up high. That's their kingdom. See? How you falling from? Well,
How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer?
I mean, they got satellites from their kingdom in heaven, man, in the sky. Right now. Come on.
Son of the morning,
Mm.
how art thou cut down to the ground?
Mm. See? Because we was in the ground. Many kings have sat on the ground. So you going to be brought to the ground. You see that? Because you actually, the ground, man. Come on.
Which didst weaken the nations.
See? Making everybody like you. See?
Mm-hmm.
We can't even get Moabite food because they want to cook burgers. You see what I'm saying? Not burgers, whatever Esau, you know what I'm saying, the American diet is, which is why I'm saying that.
Fried chicken.
Yeah, the American diet,
Burger and fries.
Nigga got a these damn heathens coming over here buying franchises of Whataburger. You know what I'm saying? But then they're dressed like Elon. It look crazy. And it's just him and his wife in the kitchen cooking at Whataburger. Come on.
For thou hast said in thine heart,
In thy mind. Come on.
I will ascend into heaven.
Come on.
I will exalt my throne above the stars.
Who throne?
My throne.
Come on.
Above the stars.
Above the what?
Above the stars.
Come on.
Of power.
See that? So that's talking about the Israelites. Come on.
I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High.
That's Esau. Come on.
Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit.
Come on.
They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee, and consider thee, saying, Is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake the kingdoms?
Esau gonna be effed up in the kingdom. He gonna be the new nigga.
This guy.
Man,
He the nigga, cause he made Jake niggas. Come on.
that made the world as a wilderness.
See what world? The world of Jacob. Come on. Cause ain't Jake the wilderness? So I ain't talking about all the world. It's talking about us, man. You see? That ain't say earth. It said the world. You made us desolate. You made us uncultivated. You made us not raised right. That's what the wilderness is.
I'm trying to make us Caucasians.
When you want to live in the wilderness, don't you got to cut trees down and set the ground and get the piping in the ground right? You see what I'm saying? In order for it to be livable, to be beneficial. You see what I'm saying? That's what we compare it to. Something that hasn't had that done. That's the wilderness. You see what I'm saying? You can't just go in the wilderness and set up shop. It's not set up how you need to. That's Jake. See what I'm saying? And it said world, so they ain't talking about the earth and Mother Nature. It's talking about Jake, man. Come on. The world is not the earth. Come on.
That made the world as a wilderness.
And that's what his kingdom was built upon. Getting his brother. See? Come on.
And destroyed the cities thereof.
See that?
That opened not the house of his prisoners.
Woo! See, the house of his, that's deep right there, man. You know? Watch this, come on.
All the kings of the nations, even all of them, lie in glory. Every one in his own house.
See that? Come on. Watch this.
But thou art cast out of thy grave like an abominable branch.
Because this is a graveyard, this damn kingdom. Because it say, woe unto him that build a city with blood. That's why they say that dead body shall lie in the city, in that great city. It's a fucking graveyard here, man. You know? We don't hear, gotta talk on YouTube, you know what I'm saying, to get Jake to wake up. Waiting on the Lord to come back and get us, because we not supposed to be here. We was never supposed to be here, man. Don't forget that shit, man. That's what they want you to do. We were brought here, man. You niggas got comfortable and forgot to fight. Mainly you Judites, man. They brought your ass here last and you the softest. And when you do fight, it's in the most discombobulated way, man. Disfigured, man, it's just crazy, man. Go ahead.
And as the raiment of those that are slain, thrust through with a sword.
You should have started back.
Come. Isaiah 14:19. But
Yeah.
thou art cast out of thy grave like an abominable branch. And as the raiment of those that are slain, thrust through with a sword, that go down to the stones of the pit.
Because the people dress up like you. They wear Esau to sleep. You see what I'm saying? You got Jake slicking, the fucking minister, Farrakhan, slicking his hair over. You know what I'm saying? Esau get everything from Jake, so you never know. But they say the minister not even a Jake, you know? But that's a whole nother argument. You can't even, those pointless arguments at the end of the day. You know? Come on.
As a carcass trodden under feet, thou shalt not be joined with them in burial.
You see, you're not going to get a proper burial. Come on.
Because thou hast destroyed thy land.
That whose land?
Thy land.
Right? This is your land now, right? Come on.
And slain thy people.
You see? Come on.
The seed of
your
evil.
own citizens. That's the fuck he's talking about, the so-called white man. They ain't talking about nothing else, man. Come on.
The seed of evildoers.
Who is that, man? The seed of evildoers? This talking about the so-called white man. Come on.
The seed of evildoers shall never be reowned.
Renowned.
Renowned. Prepare slaughter.
That's it. So that's it, man. So his kingdom was built to fall, man. And we close out with this. Let me get Psalm 49:10. You know? It's all throughout the scriptures. You know? This kingdom gonna end, man. And we seeing it. It's gonna happen just how we telling you. Come on.
Psalm chapter 49 and verse 10.
That's how we reading about it.
For he seeth that wise men die.
40 and start at 11.
Psalms 49 and 11. Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations.
See, that's why I go on to the next verse of that Isaiah 14 and say, prepare slaughter for his children. If they not here to inherit those places, they not inheriting nothing. You see what I'm saying? That's why he said, prepare slaughter. One more time on that. Come on.
Psalms 49 and 11.
That's it.
Their inward thought is...
This is how they think. This is their ideology.
Yeah, there you go.
See? Come on.
The inward thoughts.
That their houses shall continue forever. They'll be like, you know, we're going to have a, family get together next summer. We're going to go on cruises.
Exactly. Make America great again.
4th of July.
That's spiritual. They took the man that had the slogan, make America great again, away. They don't want him no more.
America not great.
They're like, it's time to raise hell. Yeah. It's the bullshit over.
Because really Trump, as much as people call that man a devil, whatever he is, I'm not taking that away. He wasn't built for that. Biden, that real thing, you know what I'm saying? But again, they just mediums.
They don't have their purpose. That was Trump's purpose. But put niggas the final dose of sleepiness over people. And now this nigga Biden comes talking about a dark winter. You know what I'm saying? Jake sleep already. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, they got it on TV. Them boys out with the 40 in their hand, knocked out.
Yeah, they ain't listening. This nigga said it's gonna be a dark winter.
With a damn MAGA hat on.
A lot of people really, if you pay attention to the reaction of what happened, it's like nobody even know that Trump didn't win.
Exactly.
Look at that witchcraft.
Man, because we see how they held it for so long.
Yeah, to kill that momentum. People, it's like people. What happened? Niggas was just strapping up, man. Where's shit gonna start getting blew back, man? You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Con. Psalm 49 and 11.
All hell need to break loose out here, so we need the hell out of here, man. So that salvation can come. The one that needs to come to where the Lord is forced to save His people. You like, you maintain it, you good. You know what I'm saying? The devil gotta come on, man. Bring this shit. Come on.
Con. Psalms 49 and 11.
Mm-hmm.
For their inward thought is.
Cause soon as you swing, the Lord gonna counterpunch. You see what I'm saying? Floyd masterful on the defense. You know what I'm saying?
More masterful.
The Israelite, the hopefully elect Israelite ducking is gonna be like it. It's gonna be getting the spiritual power, praying more, fasting, faith being boosted, spiritual power. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You got it. Come on.
Con. Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever.
Yep. Come on.
Con.
That's it.
And their dwelling places to all generations.
Yep.
They call their lands after their own names.
See that? So that's it, man. That's it. So these people finished, man. That's what their inward thought is. But they don't realize, according to how the Creator built everything, right? The earth abided forever. But Esau doesn't. You see what I'm saying? So the so-called, so Yahweh, he knows how to build, right? His ideology is forever. It's an eternity. That Yahweh, he exists. He that is. You see what I'm saying? It's gonna continue to go. He's about it's about everlasting. Esau don't think like that. You see what I'm saying? You can watch that on Jackass. These dudes, they don't live with thoughts of forever, because they wouldn't do the actions they do.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? You clearly don't care if you die, bro.
Exactly.
You see?
They saying make America great again, because they know it ain't great. You know what I'm saying? Although it never has been, but for something to happen again, it's just showing you that there's no, it never stood.
Brother got scriptures on here too. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I mean, for those of you on the comment board, because the spirit just went different today, you able to, people will be able to see it, see if you got something. Something we ain't bring up. Let's see. Yep, let's get this. Obadiah 1 and 10. For thy violence against this war of Israel, for thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee. You see, and thou shalt be cut off forever. So that'll be it, man. So, good work. And we're going to give all praise, honor, and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Wahakodash Rakah.
Shalom. Because we really was going to start at like an hour. Because we pretty much